Welcome to Knicks.com. Jonah Ballow here with Lance Thomas. Lance, it's been a little while since we've been able to catch up with you since Media Day. Reflecting on training camp, how was that for you? And did you get anything out of that week in terms of team building? And personally, how did you feel coming out of that time at West Point?
I felt great personally. It was great, I think, collectively, because we got a chance to, build some chemistry, learn each other's games. I think there's only 6 of us from last year's team, maybe 6 or 7, but, there's a lot of new faces here, and we got a chance to bond, outside of practice, in practice, and I think, since then, I think we've really made big strides as far as learning how to play with each other.
For you, now that you have experience under your belt, kind of a seasoned veteran, I guess we could say at this point, and growing your game each year, how have you progressed, and where do you see your game at now that compares to when you were a rookie coming out of Duke?
I just think now I'm even more of a killer than I thought. I've always had a killer mindset. I've always had a winning mindset. I'm never okay with losing. And, I wanted my game to reflect that. My effort's always going to be there, but, with effort you have to have, a nice skill set, and that's something that I've worked on, every year that I've been playing this game, period. And now I just want to take it to another level and actually translate that into some wins.
Do you anticipate being a three-point shooter, expanding your game, doing all the things that we see now when you were at Duke and coming out of college, or is that something that you learned, I'm going to have to expand this game in order to become a vital and strong player in the NBA?
You got to learn how to adapt. I had to adapt my game. I really didn't have a position coming out of college. I didn't even have an identity to even become a pro out of college. So, my stints in the D League and, my, first taste of the NBA, I was a pretty much one-dimensional player. I was going out there, I was guarding the other team's best player, I was playing with a lot of effort, occasionally making an open mid-range shot, not attempting any threes, and guys at my height and build were doing everything, and that was something that, I noticed, and that's something that I really wanted to actually put an emphasis on so I could actually, be more valuable to a team.
When you look at the makeup of this squad, and as the preseason goes along, we've seen some of the speed, some of the up-tempo style. Do you like that pace, and how can you guys sustain that for an entire season?
I love the pace. We have guards that can actually do that on a night, every night. So we have guys that will run with them. We have guys that can shoot. We have guys that can get to the basket. I'm excited for it, as well as everybody else on this team, and I think the fans are excited to see that style of play as well.
All right, you look at a game like Boston, losing effort, but it's the preseason. We're not looking at wins and losses. What did you take from that game, and how can that help you guys in this next matchup where you play the same team again and maybe some adjustments could be put in place as Hornacek looks to either ramp things up or sort of get the lineup solidified as we are about a week away from the opener?
Preseason or not, I hate losing, and that has to be, from top to bottom on this team. So a loss is a loss, regardless if it doesn't count on our record. It's a loss. But since then, we had some good practices. We got after it. Our practices are very competitive. There's a lot of camaraderie in it. So with that said, Coach sees that. Coach knows how bad we want to win. He sees, even though it's a preseason game, he sees guys getting upset about losing, guys getting upset about, not doing something correct. That's great. And me personally, I want to continue to push our guys, to not want to, ever have to be on a losing team. Everybody that's new here hasn't experienced, being on the losing Knicks teams, and I don't want them to experience it.
When you look at the landscape of the Eastern Conference and some of the teams in the NBA, is there something where you say, okay, Boston's a team that's considered a playoff caliber squad, could be in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference, and you start to earmark these teams and say, we have to be up there, we have to be within this group of teams, and you start to say that, or is that something that's going to happen throughout the season?
Me personally, I'm not worried about any other team besides us, and I think that's the overall feel of this team. We're not worried about what other teams in this conference are doing, or even in the Western Conference. We shouldn't care. We need to focus on us. We have a good team right now, but it's a good team on paper. We have to put it all together. We have to work hard every day in order to put it all together and produce wins.
Finally, when you look at the final week of the preseason, and then ramping up for the regular season, what do you guys think you need to accomplish in this period of time? I know rest probably will be something that will be needed, as you guys have been practicing pretty hard. But how do you get ready for that opener where you're going to have several days off leading up to it?
Staying focused. not letting anything on the outside distract us. You know, we open up in Cleveland, you know, which is going to be a big night for them, you know, their ceremony night. And then on the 29th, we have our opener. There's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of emotion, you know, and a lot of intensity in the Garden. I think, you know, with that rest, it'll be good for us. But I think also we need to be able to take a deep breath and realize, you know, we're on that court to win, not, you know, be distracted, you know, by how excited everyone is. We need to actually go out there and protect our home court.
Always appreciate your time. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
There he is, Lance Thomas, right here on Knicks.com.